King Charles III and Queen Camilla arrived at the White House on Monday as part of a 4-day trip to the United States. The state visit coincides with the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence, but it also comes as the relationship between the U.S. and the UK faces significant strain. Upon their arrival, the royal pair were greeted by U.S. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. The week's schedule includes a state dinner, attending a 250th birthday block party in Virginia, and a visit to the September 11 Memorial in New York. A key moment will also be the King's speech to U.S. Congress. It will be the second time that a UK monarch addresses a joint meeting of both houses. While Trump has expressed great respect for King Charles, the visit comes amid tensions in the US-UK relationship. Trump has repeatedly bashed UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer over issues including the Iran war. Also looming over King Charles's visit is the shadow of his younger brother, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, regarding his ties with Jeffrey Epstein.
A court has charged the suspect in the shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump on Monday. The 31-year-old Cole Allen did not enter a plea at the hearing and faces a sentence of up to life in prison if convicted of trying to kill the president. Authorities revealed earlier that Allen had written a manifesto prior to his attack, where he detailed his hatred for the Trump administration.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read. I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person.
The White House blamed Democrats for fueling hatred against Trump, resulting in political violence.
This political violence stems from a systemic demonization of him and his supporters by commentators, yes, by elected members of the Democrat Party, and even some in the media. Saturday was supposed to be a joyful evening, celebrating free speech and the First Amendment with all of you, members of the press. Instead, the night was hijacked by a crazed anti-Trump individual who traveled across the country to assassinate the president and as many administration officials as possible.
Authorities say the suspect was tackled before inflicting any serious harm on the attendants. Only one person, an officer wearing a bulletproof vest, was shot and not badly injured. Allen is believed to have traveled from California to Chicago and then to Washington and checked himself as a guest at the Hilton Hotel, where the gala dinner was being held. Authorities say in several messages he referred to himself as, quote, the friendly federal assassin, and made multiple references to Trump without naming him.
A pair of US lawmakers has urged the European Commission to stand firm against mounting pressure to dilute the European Union's anti-deforestation law just days before the EU executive is due to review it, potentially revising the list of products covered. The two Democratic representatives called on the Commission to uphold both the substance and the timeline of the EU's deforestation regulation, which requires suppliers of palm oil, timber, leather, coffee, beef and other commodities to demonstrate that their production has not led to deforestation. Failure to comply would prevent producers from selling their goods on EU markets. Originally due to take effect on December 2024, the bloc's anti-deforestation law has been delayed twice. The US lawmakers framed their plea as a test of global resolve against climate change. The Environment Commissioner Jessica Roswell said that the simplification review is aimed at implementing the bloc anti-deforestation law in the most efficient way. Exactly 1 year ago, this was the scene. Portugal and Spain were hit by a blackout that left millions of people without electricity for over 12 hours. The blackout is believed to have originated in southern Spain, with technical failures causing power surges in the Portuguese grid. Since that day, recommendations have increased for people to have an emergency kit for at least 72 hours. But would they be prepared if there were another blackout?
Eu sou escoteira, então eu já tinha kit pronto, tinha rádio.
Tenho tudo, exceto a telefonia, digamos assim, o rádio, pronto. De resto, lanterna, conservas, dinheiro em casa, pronto, isso eu tenho sempre.
Agora comprei um rádio com pilhas, tenho sempre pilhas suplentes em casa, água e, além disso, para o apagão também me preparei para um possível tremor de terra. Tenho uma mochila com várias coisas, um cobertor, um apito.
Foi-se comprar papel higiênico, garrafas de água, abastecer dispensas, parecia que o mundo estava a acabar.
In Spain, the blackout from a year ago already seemed like a very distant event.
La verdad que no lo he vuelto a pensar ni me ha afectado en nada.
¿Tenéis ahora un kit de emergencia o más comida o efectivo en casa por si pasa otra vez?
En realidad al principio sí lo hicimos, pero como todo, acabamos relajándonos.
Drinking water, non-perishable food, a first aid kit, a flashlight, a battery-powered radio and a portable charger for the cell phone. These are some of the essentials. No one wants to relieve the blackout. Still, some admit that the episode brought new concerns and also some changes in habits.
Pelo menos estamos mais preparados. E nada como, olha, com uma lanterna e ler um livro, ouvir música no rádio como antigamente, portanto, voltar ao antigamente.
Sabermos viver um bocado também sem as tecnologias, sem estarmos ligados constantemente à internet.
A year later, the parliamentary working group created in the wake of the blackout presents its final report with proposals to strengthen the response to future power outages and make the country better prepared for crisis.
30 years after the first major presentation of the Kostakis collection in Greece, the National Gallery, in collaboration with Momus, presents the anniversary exhibition of the Russian avant-garde movement. The new exhibition at the National Gallery includes 280 works from the Kostakis collection. It re-examines the collection through the lens of the relationship between humans and their environment, a theme that in early 20th century Russia became a crucial field of artistic exploration.
Η έκθεση εκείνη το 1995 στάθηκε ένα ορόσημο για τις εξελίξεις που ακολούθησαν, μια θριαλίδα εξελίξεων στην ελληνική μουσιακή πολιτική και την ιστορία της τέχνης. Στοχεύαμε στο καινούριο κοινό και στους παλαιότερους που ξέρουν και αγαπούν τη ρωσική πρωτοπορία να τους δείξουμε όλα αυτά τα πειράματα, τις επαναστατικές αλλαγές που είχαν να κάνουν με τις αντιλήψεις των καλλιτεχνών που ζούσαν σε ένα επαναστατικό περιβάλλον για το πώς η τέχνη μπορεί να αναδιαμορφώσει την καθημερινή ζωή.
George Kostakis was born in Moscow and worked as a driver at the Greek embassy until 1940. He became fascinated by Russian avant-garde works and began rescuing them from neglect and destruction after they were banned by the regime. The Greek state completed the purchase of 1,277 works from his collection in March 2000, transferring them to the newly established State Museum of Contemporary Art in Thessaloniki. After the acquisition, Kostakis' family donated his archive to the museum, consisting of over 2,000 valuable items, including manuscripts, publications, photographs, posters, artists' notebooks and drawings.
Η αγορά της συλλογής Κωστάκη ήταν η μεγαλύτερη πολιτιστική επένδυση που έγινε από το ελληνικό κράτος ποτέ. Δημιουργήθηκαν τα δύο μουσεία σύγχρονης τέχνης στην Αθήνα και στην Θεσσαλονίκη, αλλά αποκτήσαμε, και αυτό το πιο σημαντικό, μία συλλογή που είναι διεθνώς διάσημη, είναι μοναδική, είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντική, είναι ένα κεφάλαιο στην παγκόσμια ιστορία της τέχνης και είναι η συλλογή που έχει τη μεγαλύτερη κινητικότητα από όλες τις άλλες συλλογές που υπάρχουν στα μουσεία τα ελληνικά.
The exhibition runs at the National Gallery Alexandros Soutsos Museum until September 27th. It features works by numerous artists of the Russian avant-garde, including Kazimir Malevich, Vasily Kandinsky, Alexander Rodchenko, Olga Rozanova, and many others.
sometimes you can't see anything, and then you really have to feel your way, like look with your fingers instead of with your eyes. So you use your hands and for uncovering smaller things and big things. We have cannons, big cannons and cannonballs and all the stuff related to war, but we also have a lot of shoes. And like everyone's wearing shoes, so it gets a little bit personal. You get closer to the people on board, and there are bottles, there are ceramics, and even pieces of basketry.